Hello, welcome to the final 9 of the Waco Annual Charity Open, presented by Prodigy Discs. I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
I'm Madison Walker.
2 hot geese wrapping up the beast.
Honk honk. Dang, nice little jingle.
Thank you. Just to check in what happened on the front 9, a little bit of struggle, some birdies as well. The wind is a bit down. We'll still be in the woods for this first half. Let's see if we can get some birdies out there. Hokum out there getting some birdies, 5 down. Paige Pierce, 6 down.
They haven't even hit the wide open holes yet with less wind than we've seen all weekend. So a lot could happen right now. There's a lot of birdies on the table for the FPO field.
Mm-hmm.
We'll start out with hole 10. It's a par 4. When you're not watching the coverage from this year, be sure to go to www.thediscbarn.com. They're the official drone cam sponsor of GK Pro events in Texas. They have a great selection of Discmania and Discraft and a bunch of other brands as well. Check them out at thediscbarn.com. This is a par 4, another one of my favorite holes on the course. 491 feet, but 100% birdieable. A nice wide open fairway for a change. Most of the woods of the Beast have really narrow, crazy fairways. No trouble that you can really get in. There's a little bit of a hill behind the basket that you might want to worry about on your approach. But on the drive, you just kind of let it rip.
Yeah, I think if you're not careful, you can find the sides a little bit like Lisa's doing, but she still should be able to have a chance even at birdie, and an easy par, so...
The only thing you don't really want to do here is go super hard left into the woods. It closes off the approach a lot because there's more fairway trees on that side of the fairway. So you want to try to keep it as far as you can out wide. Missy was kind of heading towards the left, catches the base of a tree, and lands her in a perfect position.
Yeah. That was her ESP Thrasher.
Strangely, this was the easiest hole on the course yesterday, and today it's the 15th most difficult.
Oh, interesting.
So,
well,
oh wait, never mind.
I mean,
I had that backwards.
Not interesting.
Not interesting at all.
Nope.
It averaged as a 20th of a stroke under par.
Just stop talking about it. What are you throwing?
I'm throwing a Roadrunner here. It's really nice to throw something flippy this weekend. I don't trust the flippy discs in the woods necessarily all the time, backhand. So it's cool to be able to pull my eyes from the fairway and trust.
You're a little on the right side.
Way on the right.
Are you?
Yeah, I found this cool bush over there I wanted to check out.
Did you see Lisa knock down an entire branch? She's so strong.
Missy has a very straightforward, wide open approach.
Yeah, she got way up there.
Mm-hmm.
This is a Z Soul. And that's good, checks up. Sometimes that hill gives you some nasty rolls and slides.
Weirdly, my only option I could figure out at this moment was to throw through the bush, not around it. Got a little hit nose down, landed shorter than I would have liked, but I still have a look at a par. Yeah,
par on this one doesn't feel great.
No.
Because it's so much more open than everything you've been playing, but...
It's one of the softer pars on the course for sure, which is why it averaged so easy. Bring that up again.
So easy.
Lisa giving it kind of a soft run. She trickles down the hill on the backside, gives herself a little bit of an uphill putt. I had a long...
Never lay up.
Never lay up. Always trying to get a circle 2 putt.
Oh, I thought Kona was inside, but she's just out, and...
She had to switch to the straddle putt. She was not super comfortable with the normal straddle putt. She likes her new stance that she's dialed in.
Well, I think it's kind of new. Like, I think she's in the process of dialing, you know. I'm sure that'll be more of a weapon later on. Missy with the really easy birdie, though.
Kind of what you expect from the lead card out here is a bunch of easy birdies on this hole. It was weird for us all to feel a little struggly.
Yeah, Kona missing a short one. That's kind of the first...
That's the first one I saw all day today.
Yeah, maybe all weekend.
Yeah. When you're like 100 under par, you got to make putts like that.
A lot riding on it. No harm, no foul with the bogey.
Is that her first one of the day?
Yeah. Probably.
Hole
Hole 11, it's 279 feet. Returning to that tight fairway a little bit, a bunch of fairway trees. Right side's better than left.
Yeah,
I'm trying to debate, like, forehand and backhand are both equally good plays here.
And we'll see both on the lead card today. The only thing you don't want to do is hit those roots just short of the basket because it sends you careening downhill into the woods, and there's not a lot of looks at a putt there because of all the low-hanging branches. Missy throws a great shot.
Screamer. Just great ground play.
I believe it grabs onto the hill. She'll have a wide open, super easy, short circle one putt.
Is that that same orc?
Yeah, archery orc in play. Bullseye, but
No.
gets the dreaded roll away into the woods.
Wow, it's like you knew that was going to happen with those roots.
I know. It's very fresh still.
Dang, that was such a good line. It was like a really pretty shot.
Yeah, definitely still getting some feels from that. I was really bummed to see it roll away.
And that's kind of the mistake you don't want to make. Just careening into the woods. It'll be surprising if she has any kind of a look at a putt. This is that Tour Series Mako 3. Very pretty little flight. A little in the woods.
Yeah, get some skips down. She just trickled into the edge, so she does have a look from where she is, but it's a tough putt.
Lisa has a bit of a window. Gives it a run.
Leaves herself a slight tester comeback death putt, where she has to look at those woods she just left.
Oh, you have a gap?
A little bit. It was a straddle.
Oh, that tree was actually right in your way, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it was a straddle putt. Wasn't feeling super comfy with those today, so naturally an air ball.
Naturally. Oh, nice. Great
Yes.
birdie from Kona.
Super awesome putt from her. It was such a weird putt with some little leaves she had to trickle by.
It's always good, like the last hole she missed too, and then it really kind of helps you refocus and nail the next one. Excellent birdie from Missy. She's picking up some steam. She's had 2 now.
Lisa Gannon, her death putt, no prob. There she is, getting us all hyped. I had to contend again with some little leaves in my face and another straddle putt.
Oh, you got this one.
Yeah.
You can do it.
I can. That was the first straddle putt of the day that found chains, and then I couldn't find my disc. Hole 12 is the second par 5 of the day, 609 feet. I believe it's one of the longer holes in the woods. You want to throw a pushing straight forehand off the tee or a turnover, but you want to be further to the left than to the right because it opens up this fairway to get your approach to this hill on the right-hand side past this lighter colored tree. A lot of stuff can happen here. You just don't want to be early right. You definitely don't want to kick left into the woods, and hopefully you'll be able to get a mid-range or a putter up and down for your easy tap in 4. No out of bounds anywhere, just lots of trees. Missy throwing a backhand off the tee, I really just can't understand how people do this.
Yeah, it's pretty scary. That's that same thrasher she's been throwing.
Turns it over a little bit, a little nose down, but I mean, she's still at this point can even save a 4.
Yeah, as long as she's not too far. Yeah, forehand's definitely the ideal play here.
Just really don't want to wrap too tightly around the corner. You want to do just what Kona did and push that deep side.
That's her Lone Howl PD. Bushnell puts it at 269 feet off the tee pad there. Sunglasses off.
Yeah,
Focus face on.
They had some smudges on. I couldn't focus through all the smudges.
Oh,
Pulling out the eagle again. Probably should have retired it a few holes ago. That never really did me right today.
yeah, I think you had the right move on it. It just, you needed a more stable disc is all. That one looks like it's flying really straight.
Lisa pulling out the Halo Strike again. Really loving that disc. I believe it went early and to the right. Missy's looks a lot more, it was a lot more brutal than we all expected it to be when we got down there. It took a cut roll and went way into the bushes, forcing her to pitch out.
I mean, she's only like 2 feet in the bushes is the thing.
But with nothing.
At the beast, that's way into the bushes.
Yeah, it's true.
Missy looking to bite off a huge amount of distance here. Turns it just a bit. It's a bit low, but she's right in the middle of the fairway. Should be able to scramble for her par pretty easily. You're not too deep, left with a decent sidearm.
Yeah, my foot was pretty deep in the bush. I couldn't get a lot of power on it. Kind of peters out more than I like, but I get a little favorable roll at the end.
Yeah, you definitely have a chance at the 4 still. Lisa also like a foot deep in the woods.
She's on the right-hand side, too. There's just nothing you can do over there.
The angle's horrible.
It really is. If you try to go for any sort of distance shot, you're basically asking to be in the woods.
This is that glow shrike from Lisa. Not a bad shot from where she was.
Not what she wants.
Yeah.
Definitely going to make the approach a little more difficult, contending with those huge fairway trees in that area.
But she can still save her par.
Kona still has room for a run-up. She uses that privilege. It filters a little bit more left than she wants, but she could still save a 4 from here.
Yeah, definitely. Missy's 3rd shot. Ooh, yanks it. Horrible kick, too.
This shot was impressive to me, though. I mean, she was so close to that tree and had to avoid it, and the fact that she was still able to throw sort of a controlled shot.
Yeah, and not smack her hand or... Yeah, that was a very technical shot.
I pulled out my Thunderbird wanting it to kind of wrap the corner a little bit, but I should have pulled out probably that Eagle that I should have retired.
Yeah, you should have swapped those
Yeah,
shots.
Exactly. I'm still inside the circle. I'm just, a couple feet into the bushes at the beast.
I'm sure with nothing.
No big deal.
Deep in the woods.
Lisa throwing an
excellent
awesome
shot.
recovery shot.
Scrambling hard for that par.
Missy's happy with her shot, catches the one tree to avoid, and gets a brutal kick to the left down that hill. Outside circle, too.
Missy's having one of those days where you're off by like 3 inches, and all of a sudden it's like the hardest course in the world.
It like highlights those 3 inches, and they feel like 3 feet.
Beautiful shot from Kona. That should be a tap in 4, right?
Mm-hmm. Showing us how it's done. Missy giving it a run.
I'm going to settle for the bogey. You have almost
Kind of.
a gap.
Kind of a gap. I try. I airball. I give myself a tester. And I failed the test.
No!
Yeah, that was a little sad. Basically all the hard wood holes I got double bogeys on.
That was the saddest little kick you did afterwards.
Just wanted to find the strokes that I left the last few days. Put them on all there today.
Well, you're doing it.
Oh, I thought it was a double. It's just single bogey. Still only one over for the
that
round.
was for your 4 from the woods?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Bogey's okay. It's fine.
Yeah. But now we're done with the woods.
Yep.
We get to go out into the open, and we don't have wind today. It's a par 4. This is the other Mando hole. It's on the right-hand tree right here. You just don't want to flip it over into the road. A lot of people are just going to throw pitch hyzers out here to the flat zone and then try to meter their approach to not go deep on the out-of-bounds sidewalk that kind of wraps closer as we get closer to the green. Usually we have a tailwind on this hole. Today it was a little windy. We had a little left to right crosswind.
Mm-hmm.
Kona trying to bite off a bunch, tickle some branches, but still kicks down to the flat zone. It's where you want to be. It's definitely shorter than she would like it, but she
Still
can
an
still get up and
opportunity, yeah, to birdie even. Low shrike from Lisa.
Perfect.
That was so close to hitting trees, but yeah, it is perfect.
That's how it feels on this fairway. Even with a great drive, it feels like you're just dangerously close to every tree. Throw my Thunderbird again. Trusting it to hold in the wind, even with just 158 grams. It pushes really straight, straighter than I anticipate. Kind of leaves me hugging those fairway trees in the middle. Gonna have to make a decision.
It's really, you almost have to throw like a huge distance forehand from there. You want to skip really far left. It almost feels like you're sawing it off a tiny amount. Ooh, long drive from Missy.
Yeah.
Bushnell putting it at 331.
Yeah, it was so weird. It looked like she kind of sawed it off, like you said, but it carried straight for a long time before, but on a hyzer angle. It was a really beautiful shot, and I actually didn't know she was as far as she was, and we get down there, and she had crushed it past all of us, no problem.
And it opens up the next shot. Like, Kona has this straight shot. There's a couple of those trees in the way. It makes for kind of a risky backhand because there it is.
Yeah, she caught the one tree. If she had not hit that, she would have been absolutely parked.
Yeah, it's perfect distance, nearly a perfect shot. It's just, from here, like, on this left side, you can tell it just opens up that hyzer angle, and Lisa does a great job parking it for the birdie. So you're having to go forehand because you're pinched, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I almost have to kind of, like, zip it by that tree. It was a little scary. I throw it flatter than I want, landing in circle 2 somewhere, pushing that sidewalk. I couldn't tell if it was safe or out of bounds. Camera guys gave me no help. Just kidding. I love you guys, GK Pro.
Yeah, Missy, pretty routine shot here.
Opting for the hyzer route. It pays off well.
Kona maybe looking to give this a bit of a bid. Oh, wow. It floated.
So she gave us some notes on this hole, and it sounds like she was maybe trying to just kind of do a soft layup, but she's having a little bit of trouble metering her approaches from that distance. And at that point, you can tell she kind of threw it way over the basket. That's something that is a work in progress. I tried to run it a circle 2, another air ball. But Lisa getting her birdie.
Solid comebacker from Kona. Little GK replay.
Yeah.
Fun to watch the Annie putt in slow-mo. Whew.
Thank you, Cage. Really nice save with that tester. And we'll watch Missy tap in her birdie. And saving a par. Pars don't feel good on this hole. Feels like a bogey, but such is the beast. We can move on. Be happy with our pars.
I mean, getting down the stretch, there's only so many birdies left. You want to get every one you can. Mm-hmm. All right, Hokum, 5 down. Paige Pierce is 7. Owen Scoggins is 6. Valerie, 5 down. People are doing some things out here.
Mm-hmm. The back 9 definitely giving those opportunities with less wind. Just a few errors. All of a sudden, I've dropped from 2nd all the way down to 7th.
You and Missy.
Yep.
Lisa's hanging on. Looked like she stayed in 3rd. Still so many more holes, so much more movement that can happen. All right, so this is probably the shortest open hole that we have. It is 303 feet. Forehand and backhand are both viable options here. The OB can come into play mostly on the right side. It's a little harder to find the left side. With the wind down, I think maybe backhand is a little bit better of a play, just because that road just happens fast, you know? But these, I mean, all of you are confident forehand players, and the gaps might be better for the forehand.
We actually had kind of a stiff left to right crosswind here, yeah.
Oh, interesting. When I went through, and it was like nothing. Oh, yeah. Whoa.
Yeah, Missy, definitely the wind takes her disc. She thankfully catches a branch and it lays her down.
Yeah, that was sailing to the right.
Kona pulling out the backhand as well. She does not let the wind see the underside of her disc. Still kind of pushes a little bit more right, but she's kept it nice and low.
Yeah, so Leopard 3, just a touch too low. It bites into the hill a little early.
I threw the same disc I've been throwing all weekend. Didn't read the wind and ran into trouble. Sailed it out of bounds. Did a wind check after I threw it and realized what happened.
Yeah, I did the same thing on the next hole. And again, we didn't practice in conditions like this, so it's difficult to make those decisions on the fly.
Yeah, when you have your game plan laid down for 4 practice rounds and 2 tournament rounds, and then all of a sudden it's like time to change.
Makes you second guess.
Yeah, Missy lays it up. Very easy for a tap-in par. I'm looking for
Get
a
it.
par save here, running it hard, leaving it short, getting a roll away.
Oh, little tester coming back.
Yeah. Kona looking for a birdie here. She does a little step putt. Haven't seen her do a bunch of those. She's confident in her comebackers and a par's fine. Lots of birdies on the day. 28% of the field with birdie. Played as one of the easiest holes on the course. No surprise. But still, lead card. Kind of struggling. No birdies on the lead card.
Yeah, no birdies on that one. Surprising.
Hole 15, we'll be running into a similar issue with that crosswind that none of us have prepared for. It's a par 4, thediscbarn.com drone footage will fly over this little gully that sometimes fills up with water during rainstorms, I know from experience. We'll land right here between the gully and the corral, the electrical equipment corral, hopefully pitching our second shot over for a tap and birdie. The out of bounds on the left and right with the fence and the road wrap in closer as you get to the basket, and there's a little out of bounds line deep as well.
Yeah, this one you're just trying to get over that little gully. Ooh, she turns it over. I did the same exact thing. It's that crosswind. In previous days, that's a decent line, and today it just sails over. We'll see if Missy makes the correction. But yeah, this one is just about placement. You don't need to get very far. You just need to be across, and then you have a great chance at the birdie.
So you can see, like I said, a lot of these ladies are just trying to stick to the game plan they have made in every practice round and both of the tournament rounds. And today it just was not the right move.
Yeah, Missy's looked a little bit better, but never really had a chance to come back.
Kona still does not take notes and has a similar problem.
Yeah.
3 in a row.
Wow.
Yeah, it just didn't feel that stiff on the tee pad, but halfway down the fairway, it was kind of brutal once you get out by that lake. I opt for the sidearm. I figure I'll just take the wind out of play altogether. It pushes me down into the road. I get a skip and backboard.
No, it's so close.
Yeah, 4 for 4 out of bounds. We were all bummed.
Yeah, it's very surprising. Kona left a funny little note saying, I thought I could, for some reason, I thought I could control the angle.
Of my disc.
But I did the exact same thing as the other
Yeah, she was like, I'm going to watch 2 people go out of bounds, but I'm going to do the same thing. I got this.
I can do it. I can do it better.
Oh, tournament brain. The second shot's so sketchy when you go out of bounds right side because you have to deal with that fence and your follow through. And Lisa and Missy both kind of just pitch up short. They're not trying to get there. They're not trying to potentially force another out of bounds stroke. I, on the other hand, am trying to get there.
And
leave it a little short.
You do okay.
Yeah. That crosswind pushes it down more than I'm expecting. It doesn't get the glide I was hoping for. Kona opts for the sidearm. I think that's a smart play when you're tucked up against the fence, but she lands about in the same area that we all do. We're all corralled together.
Probably a little awkward with that railing there.
Oh, yeah. Lisa had such a tough approach. She had to flex it around the electrical box, and she makes it look so easy.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
There's only 3 birdies on the day. I think that's different in days past. Valerie Mendijano, Lydia Lyons, and Alyssa Pearson still found the 3 even in the weird new wind conditions.
It's a whole new wind.
I won't start singing.
I was about to. It just immediately started playing in my head.
Someone puts a mic in your face and you just want to sing.
No one needs to hear that.
No. We're all going to accept the fate of the bogey after all going out of bounds. Take a star bogey frame.
It's really hard to save the par when you go out of bounds early. Deanne Carey did it today. It was an amazing second shot. So shout out to her.
That's awesome. Mm-hmm. That's crazy. Yeah, you can see those flags whipping a little bit. It was like pretty calm when we first got out, but it picked up. It found a way.
From the great selection of discs to the friendly staff, Basket Case Disc Golf in Tulsa, Oklahoma is the perfect shop for all of your disc golf needs. I know the owners, Kent and Amy, personally, and over the years they've always supported me, so be sure to check out their store when you're in town.
When I'm stepping up to a hole, I visualize everything. What's the wind, the water, the trees, what disc am I gonna choose? What's the distance? Okay, 425. I'm going with the ESP Nuke. Knowing the distance is pretty much the most important thing. I feel like it's going to revolutionize how good people get. I am Paul Ulibarri. Working together with Bushnell, we can push the game to a whole new level.
Hole 16 is a wide open par 4, definitely attackable. 609 feet. The sidewalk on the right is probably more dangerous and comes into play than the OB parking lot on the left. The OB on the right, the path pinches to get near circle 1. Yeah, it is a little bit of a different wind, so we'll see if the ladies can adjust from the last 2 holes and get a big tee shot.
Yeah, you were forced to change what you threw on last days. We had like a ripping tailwind, so you're throwing something super understable and just kind of relying on it to come back. Today, if you threw something understable, you were going to get into trouble and potentially roller.
Yeah, so this is a halo turn, and she's definitely
way right.
too far right. So she probably should have stabled up just a bit.
There's no sidewalk over there, so there's no trouble really on the first shot. It doesn't come into play until the second shot. But still, you want to get as much distance as you can off this tee because that 609 feet really stretches out there if you don't get a full 300-foot plus drive off the tee.
Yeah, especially with all those large, beautiful fairway trees. If you have to throw 300 feet around one of those, it can get pretty tricky.
Right out of her hand, this thing came out screaming.
Oh, boom.
402 feet in a crosswind, no problem. Absolutely crushed.
Wow, that should make that upshot relatively easy.
I retired my Roadrunner on the left, smart move, went to my Thunderbird that I can rely on in the wind, but threw it just straight on the ground. Not a lot you can do when you don't let it fly. Tucks me to the right-hand side, which is scary because you have to throw over the out-of-bounds sidewalk. I do the same thing twice in a row.
No.
And stick in some tall grass. Don't get any skips at all.
No, that just died.
Yeah. It was sad.
That's tough. I mean, if you end up really short, sometimes it's really hard to adjust.
Mm-hmm.
Good shot from Missy.
Yeah, she decides to just take the 4. Not going to go too crazy trying to get the birdie.
Lisa getting crazy.
Puts it up in the trees. It gets tangled up and shoots her straight down below all the branches.
I think she's still outside circle 2.
Yeah.
All right, Kona.
The wind's really starting to whip at this point. But she still gets inside the circle.
Wow, that was a Cayman. She got far enough down there that she could just throw a nice, stable
pitch.
Approach disc. Yeah, pitch.
I'm throwing a Warden here, backhand on the approach. Feel super good about it out of my hand. I don't even
know which one it hit.
Yeah, I don't even fathom those branches when I'm considering my shot. I didn't even see them. Bummer. It was going to be a great shot, I swear. Lisa just pitches up to take the 4. I'm accepting my fate at this moment, not trying to do anything.
Surprising.
But, I mean, it's not like I could get there anyway, so... Can I roast myself in this coverage?
I mean, it's a little sad.
It's hard to watch, I'm not going to lie. I was very sad with how these few holes went, but...
Yeah, you never know when the beast is going to strike.
Mm-hmm. Sadly, it waited till there was many cameras and a new wind.
Wow, that's a great putt from Kona.
Super good birdie on this hole in the new conditions. She made it look super easy like she has been doing all weekend. She's looking super sharp on the course. It's fun to watch her.
Ouch.
Yeah. That is my, I believe, third double bogey of the day. No one likes to hear that. Hole 17, this is a fun discbarn.com drone footage. Lots of action. You want to pitch something straight and try to land at those 2 trees on the left-hand side of the screen to open up your approach to the basket. It's still kind of a crush down there, I would say around 300 feet, and there is water dangerously close on the left-hand side all the way down. There's also out of bounds on the right near that advertisement wall. There's a bubble on the right-hand side that allows you to kind of pitch down safely instead of attacking the green on your second shot. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, that OB line is not on the wall. It's like a foot in front of the wall. So definitely a tough upshot. These ladies are just trying to get about 225 feet up the fairway by these trees. Kona did it perfectly. That's the ideal landing zone.
Yep, it'll open up her shot really nicely. Even giving her room to be aggressive if she wants. The change now is there's no wind really on the approach until you get, or on the drive until you get down by these trees. There's a little bit of a right to left crosswind. But on your second shot now there is a headwind, which is something we haven't dealt with on this hole in days past.
Lisa with a nice shot with a halo wraith. I can't tell if she's like maybe just a tiny bit short. It'll leave her upshot a little bit more difficult than yours. Missy in a similar situation. I mean, she's right there in the middle, but you want to push a little farther to the right and just a tiny bit, straighter.
I throw my 158 gram Thunderbird again. Loving the lightweight discs for these technical shots. I left myself with the perfect little landing spot. I was very happy with the drive.
That was gorgeous, right by those trees.
Missy putting her focus face on.
Scary shot.
Very scary. Turns it a little bit. It catches an edge, rolls into the water, but she crosses safe up there. She'll take it up the fairway from out of bounds.
Have to settle for a bogey, looks like.
Lisa opting for the sidearm.
Yeah, so she is a little short and has to throw pretty much right at the water, but that's nice and stable, and it looks sawed off, but here's that bubble you were talking about.
Mm-hmm. There's room over there.
Yeah, that was perfect.
She is happy with the 4 on this hole, as many ladies in the FPO field would be.
I think anybody ever would be.
This still played as the second most difficult hole on the course, even with the slightly lesser wind conditions of the day. It averaged as a half stroke over par.
There's just so much danger.
Only 1 birdie on the day. I won't tell you who it is.
Ever?
No, I don't want to spoil it. I'm so bad at spoilers.
I think you're good at them.
I am good at it. I almost did it again. The sunlight was looking super magical at this time of day.
Yeah, it was daylight savings, so like we're playing later into the evening. I think our tee times were an hour later, so it's just this beautiful golden light.
Yeah, the sun hasn't quite caught up, but it was really nice. Although this was like Missy said she literally was throwing completely blind. she just
well, she did great.
She closed her eyes and just let it rip.
Lisa just laying up. Perfect play for the 4. You are also in a great position to get a 4.
Kona looking for a birdie. Oh, I'm looking at a 3.
Oh, you're
right
looking
now,
at a
Holmes.
3. Yeah. Are you in circle 2?
Yes. I was trying to
forget
attack.
You don't lay up.
Yeah, I was trying to attack the green and get a little bit closer. I figured why not after taking a million bogeys, but left it a little bit shorter. Had a long putt. Was hoping for it. Oh, short.
At least it didn't roll in the water.
The only birdie of the day was Owen Scoggins. Great job with her lightning hot round.
She's got a killer forehand. Mm-hmm. I bet she went forehand, and then also has a killer putt.
Missy tickles the band, but it stays in.
4 is a great score here. Nice par. Lisa with a nice easy par as well.
Overall, 1 over on this hole for the whole card is pretty good.
Pretty dang good.
We're happy with it.
Yeah. 3 of you making it look real easy. Missy struggling just a little bit on that upshot.
Moving.
It's hard to backhand those shots.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on to hole 18, which was the hardest hole of the day yesterday. Today, the wind being calmer makes it a lot easier to throw this drive. The sidewalk on the left is out of bounds, the water is out of bounds, and you kind of have to do a nervy backhand out over the water and trust for it to come back. The further down you get, the closer it is to get to this pin and the less distance you have to carry over the water. There's out of bounds obviously short in the lake and right deep just outside of the circle.
Yeah, the deep can come into play because sometimes you just don't want to land short of the water and you just rip something across on your second shot. So it's weirdly easy to find.
Kona crushing.
Yeah, Halo Destroyer, and she rips on that thing. The farther you get on this first shot, the easier the next shot is. That was excellent.
Even though those flags look like they're whipping pretty hard, it was not as scary of a wind. The crosswind you could kind of trust to help your hyzer back in bounds, as long as you didn't flip your disc over.
Mm-hmm. Lisa, great angle, conservative play, but I mean, anywhere on that flat spot is an ideal shot. Are you going over the water?
Yeah, I decided why not. You know, there's nothing left to lose. Pull out my Thunderbird, my 9-speed.
You see me and Zach Melton high five in the background?
I tried to get as far down as Kona did. Figured maybe I should follow her. It's a plan I should have probably created earlier in the day.
Yeah, or the weekend.
Everyone on the lead card has no problem finding the landing zone, which is awesome.
Yeah, Missy with a little bit of a lucky roll. She would have been fine, but that hillside leaves a really awkward run-up. So everybody with a nice flat run-up, looking at the 3 on the final hole.
Now we're just trying to get it close to the basket, and that is harder than it sounds. Lisa making it look so easy.
That was a star savant. Just a gorgeous little shot.
The play here is kind of to crash it into the hill and hope that it lays down. If you land it up on top of the hill, the grass is super skippy and it can definitely skip deep, like we see Missy's disc doing here.
That looked perfect too, and then just not quite.
She'll be outside the circle, and it was a pretty gnarly death butt. Kona with her Mako 3, I believe. No?
Halo Lion.
Okay, I was close.
It's
a mid.
It's
It's a mid
Yep.
in a headwind. It turns over a little bit. She wasn't happy with it, but at this point, there's not a lot for her to worry about.
sidearm.
Thunderbird
All day
again.
with the sidearms.
Yeah, I actually kind of blew my hip out trying to throw as many sidearms as I did because I did not throw any in Las Vegas.
Sounds healthy.
Yep, playing through injury, but it's working. Kona decides to pitch up. Smart move.
Yeah, no reason.
And
to
she needs
do
to set
anything
up
crazy.
she needs to set up for her moment of glory.
Yeah, Kona's been, in the mix a lot in the last year in particular, and I feel like she's just due. She put in the time and the work. And, ooh,
Death putt.
nice little finish for you.
I figured why not. I could either take another double bogey or a birdie, so. But yeah, it's cool because, Colton won here last year, and, I feel like they just have like a little bond with the course. They've been here working their butts off for the last week and put in more practice rounds than anyone else, and it's just really cool to see that continuation. Colton was, out here on the green waiting. Both of them are. There's not a dry eye in the house. I was crying. Kona was crying.
Yeah.
It was a really cool moment, and we're all super proud of her. I mean, we've all basically watched her grow up in the limelight, so we love to see this.
Congratulations, Kona. Well played. Kona, you're our Waco annual Charity Open champion. How does that feel?
Crazy cool. All the hard work paying off. Really cool.
Wrought with emotion. This, of course, a very emotional place last year for your boyfriend and Colton. This year you come back and you take it down. Describe what it means like to take it down here and win this.
Crazy, last year when Colt won, it was just, the most amazing feeling for him, and, it was really special for the both of us. And, I didn't expect to come out here and just, win it, and, now it's a special place for both of us, so really cool.
A couple of weeks ago, you showed up at the All-Star Weekend. You played incredibly well, and you took that down. But then you come here in regular stroke play, and you take it down all by yourself. What's next?
Geez, you know, I don't have any expectations for the rest of the season. This was one of the things on my list I wanted to do this year. I wanted to win a disc golf pro tour. Yeah, I'm gonna take it day by day. You know, I'm gonna live off this feeling till the next one.
You really made a statement, though. You came out here, not only did you win, you won by 12 strokes, one of the largest margins of victories we've seen. What is it about your game and all the things that you've been doing in this off season to bring you here?
Geez, Colton and I have been working so hard. My backhand form has never felt better. My forehand is feeling on point. You know, as you guys could see, I was banging my putts. You know, I'm not used to banging all my putts, and I felt like they were just dropping. I had a few, you know, missed plays here and there, but gosh, it's cool just seeing them go in the basket.
You have an enormous fan base. You work with so many people. You connect with so many people around the world. What do you want to say to everybody out there?
Gosh, you know, thank you all for the amazing support, you know, not only in just buying like my tour series or my Island Emperor, but gosh, I've been flooded with messages. I'll try and get back to them as soon as I can, but you know, just a crazy amount of support from all over. So thank you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kona Panis, your Waco Annual Charity Open champion. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We love to see it. Super big congratulations to Kona, hopefully the first of many. Thank you guys for hanging out with us during all 3 rounds at the Waco Annual Charity Open presented by Prodigy Disc today. What a great finish. What an exciting turn of events. Kona continuing her strong showing throughout all of round 3.
Lisa with a good finish. Neg 2 is great. You and Missy struggling a bit and dropping down the board. We should be able to check it with that leaderboard. Some crazy stuff happening today. Own shooting 8 down. I think she had 4 birdies to finish.
I think that was the hot round of the weekend as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Hokum 5 down. Lisa hanging on to 4th place with that 2 down round. Paige making a run with a 6 down. A lot of change in that last 9.
Such is the nature of the beast. Thank you guys for hanging again with us. Thanks to GK Pro for the awesome footage out here. Thanks to thediscbarn.com for all the super great drone footage throughout the weekend. My name's Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
And we are the Two Hot Geese. You guys leave us a honk in the comments and please give us some feedback. We love to hear from you guys and we appreciate all your support.
Honk honk.